Prepare to step into a world where imagination knows no bounds as we present Legends, Loot, and Lore. Join host, DM, and self-confessed dice goblin Andrew, who will guide you every step of the way into the realm of Dungeons & Dragons. From actual gameplay and cooking up delicious D&D foods to interviews with other D&D fans and newbies, this podcast is your gateway to becoming the hero of your own story. Whether you're a new adventurer or a seasoned traveler seeking new insights, Legends, Loot, and Lore has something for everyone. After the episode, visit our website at www.legendslootandlore.com for even more resources and exclusive content. And if you're as passionate about this adventure as we are, help support our quest at legendslootandlore.supercast.com. Embark on this odyssey with us and let the echoes of ancient tales guide you toward a destiny filled with limitless possibilities. Roll for initiative, because your adventure begins now.
Welcome, everyone, back to another fantastic episode of the Legends, Loot, and Lore podcast. Today, we are doing our actual play of Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. Very exciting. Joining me today are our three players. I will have them introduce themselves. We have Catherine, Fable, and James all here at the table, ready to go. They will tell us a little bit about themselves, a little bit about their character, and anything else they feel like sharing. So let's see. How about you, Catherine, since you're to my left?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Glad to hear it.
I'm glad you're glad.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself and your character.
What do you want me to tell you about me?
I know everything about you, but our listeners don't.
Do you know everything about me?
Dun, dun, dun.
She's like,
I'm just here to be her sound effect while she's doing it.
Thank you, James.
21 years of this.
Yeah, everybody feels so bad for you.
Love you.
Hashtag couple goals.
Love you. So I'm Catherine.
Yes, Catherine.
I am playing Zanros Bemblebomble.
Zanros Bemblebomble. And what type of character is Zanros?
A rock gnome monk.
Rock gnome monk. So you will be a small martial artist.
Yes, I'm very tiny, but very mighty.
And what is your one goal for this campaign that we talked about in session 0?
To open the Bemblebomble B&B.
That's right. So stay tuned. There will be a spin-off series.
The Bemblebomble B&B.
The Bemblebomble B&B podcast.
The favorite stay place of BBEGs.
That's right.
Or as my friend calls them, BBGs.
Baby girl.
Wow. Excellent. So tell us one thing that we don't know yet about your character.
I don't know. Do I know everything about my character?
Well, it's your character.
I'm making this up as I go.
There you go. So make something up.
All right, hold on. I have her backstory here. Let's see.
What is the tragic backstory of Zanros Bemblebomble?
She doesn't really have a tragic backstory because she's born of nobility, but really all she wants in life is to open a B&B.
A B&B.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Even though she's kind of off-putting and always says the wrong thing.
That's a great for an innkeeper. Innkeepers who have no bedside manner will be amazing too. Let's see if she can keep her guests once they check into the B&B.
I mean, awkward people deserve to have businesses too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Fable. Hi, Fable.
Hi.
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 Hello. So tell us about your character.
Dal.
Yeah.
Solice. They are currently a hermit living in the Neverwinter woods.
Yes.
Kind of by themselves.
And what kind of character is Dal Solice?
They kind of change with the moon.
Well, what race are they?
They're a tiefling cleric.
They're a tiefling cleric. And they change with the moon?
A bit. Their personality.
Interesting. So their personality is tied to the phases of the moon just a little bit?
Just a tad.
Interesting. Okay. I'm curious to see how that will play out. Very exciting. Is there anything unknown about your character that we should know?
They're really good at interior design.
They are good at interior design. Yes. I still have to. You have to send me those images so I can post them of your.
I have to finish them first.
Okay, we'll finish them first, and then we'll post the images of your humble abode amid the Neverwinter wood. Excellent, James. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm so glad to hear it. So tell us a little about yourself. Tell us about your character. Whatever you'd like to share with our fantastic listeners.
So I don't know which episode to reference number. So
okay,
because we did that.
Yes.
Okay, so some of them have heard me before.
That's true.
Or at least hear me ramble on about stuff. So,
that's right.
Yeah, there you go. I'm James, and I'm playing a male human warlock, Iquium Arravius.
Nice.
And his trusted friend and sidekick companion, Calliastris the Destroyer, otherwise known as Callie the Destroyer.
Excellent.
Yes.
And what is Callie?
Callie is a direwolf.
Yes.
Yes. Sort of. I like to think that he gets himself into these situations where he, brings a puppy home, and all of a sudden it's not a puppy.
Right.
It's kind of like that whole meme thing of the woman bringing home the coyote and telling her husband that she just photoshopped everything.
Right.
Like, dear God, it's an animal. Get it out. That's I think his little bit of chaos in all his order is like having the affection for this animal and being protective of it, but being protective of him even more so because he's not the strongest guy.
No, he's not.
He's reasonably intelligent. He's a bit charming. He gets along with people. He likes the dwarven folk and loves to hang out and drink with them and that sort of thing. And that's all I'm going to reveal for now.
What is the strength score of Iquium?
He should probably not even be a farmer because it's a 5.
And I think we had talked about this when we were building the character. We had talked about the Samuel L. Jackson character in Unbreakable.
Yes, Mr. Glass.
Yes, Mr. Glass. Almost that kind of.
And I think his outlook is he finds order in things. He either finds order and looks to make order in the universe. He is the his first level. Does he have his pact yet? Because it's a pact with the old one.
I think they do. I think at level 1 they have.
They have the pact.
They established the pact at level 1. Yeah. My
confession to you is this is the first spellcaster in a long time that I've played. Usually I'm the guy breaking down the doors or picking locks or
right.
or hanging out in the woods with my merry men kind of thing.
See, so this will be fun for you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No.
Well, you've got Callie, so you can always attack with Callie.
Yeah, it's a handy thing having a direwolf on your side.
Yes, and Callie will when we get to it when we do the initiative rolls, Callie will just act on your initiative. So
awesome.
So we can play it that way. Excellent.
Being the squishy little spellcaster.
Yes, that's right. So you can stay back and Callie can go in and fight for you, fight your battles.
Fetch.
That's right.
Bring me their heads.
Fetch me their femur.
That's right. Oh, that'd be
nice.
amazing.
Fetch me their femur. I'm totally stealing that Fable.
I like it.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. I can't tell you how excited I am to DM this campaign. This is really I've DM'd a little bit, but this is my first in-person DMing experience. So I am super psyched and ready to get into it. Thank you to all of our listeners again. We appreciate you hanging out with us for however long this takes. We're going to start with chapter 1. We'll get into chapter 1 of Phandelver and below, but we've got to transport ourselves into the town of Neverwinter, and you find yourselves all making your way into a tavern. And now who was it that knows? Do you know Gundren?
Yeah.
You're the one that knows Gundren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gundren and I go way back.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I got to remember this. There's handouts. Very exciting.
So exciting.
I know you're excited.
Yeah, wicked excited.
All right. So tell us each, take your turns and tell us a little bit about how your character coming into this tavern, what you see when you get in there. There is a half orc bartender behind the bar serving drinks. It's a dark, kind of low lit room, and there's a few tables around serving food as well. So it's not terribly busy at the moment, but there are people in the tavern kind of talking to each other. So there's a little bit of noise going on, and I want to make sure I don't forget our sound effects, courtesy of Pocket Bard. I love this thing so much.
I love it too. It's so cool.
There's so many interesting things we can do with this. Let's take a look. Let's go into. Oh. Welcome to the town of Neverwinter. Catherine.
Andrew.
I'm sorry, I will refer to you by your character name. So Zanros, tell us what Zanros does. Arriving to the tavern, what would you like to do?
Zanros just wants a drink. So belly's up to the bar, except not really bellies because 3'5". Bartender does not notice Zanros at first.
No, the bartender does not.
So Zanros bangs on the side of the bar, just gives it a little, "Hey, I'm down here, and I'd like a drink."
So the half-orc, "Oh, who's there?" And looking around, can't see you.
"Down here, you big dummy."
That's how we're going to play this, I say. So the half-orc goes, "Don't insult my intelligence if you want anything from here."
"Well, then look down. Am I the first gnome you've ever seen?"
No, but you could at least hop up on a seat. Get my attention.
"You want me to stand on a stool?" "All right." And then she gets up on a stool and does a little backflip off of it because she's super acrobatic and showing off.
Roll for acrobatics.
16.
Oh, sticks the landing.
Perfect 10.
I don't know if I got that perfect 10, but...
Perfect 10.
So...
The judge from Romania gives you 3.2.
So the half-orc is not terribly impressed, but says, "What are you drinking?"
"Just give me a mead."
Pours you a drink and plops it down on the bar. Are you going to sit at the bar? Are you going to go over to a table?
I'll go over to a table.
You go over to a table, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So there's a couple open tables. You're going to sit down there with your mead and drink. Fable.
Hello.
Hello. So what are you doing?
Dal is gonna walk in and try and take a seat by the corner. They're not really there to drink.
Not really. So you're going to take a seat by the corner. So there's this one table where Zanros is, and they're kind of there. There's some other tables nearby. So you're gonna take another empty table. Okay. So you're just sitting there. Do you want anything? Someone comes up. "Hey, you want anything to eat?"
Just there to people watch.
There to people watch. Fine. You got to order something, though, if you want to stay in here.
What do you got?
We got all sorts of food. Shepherd's pie.
I'll take a shepherd's pie.
Take a shepherd's pie? All right. I'll go get you shepherd's pie. Iquium.
So this is... What's the name of the pub?
That's a great question.
We're going to say I know the name of the pub.
Yeah, you know, you're familiar with it. It's the Neverwinter Inn.
So I've been here a lot.
Yes.
I because of my rustic hospitality and coming from the common folk, I hang out in bars. I enjoy the bars of Neverwinter, and I know the bartender and the dwarves who come in here and drink, and so I walk in and have my Norm moment from Cheers.
Yes.
And I belly up to the bar.
So the half orc is helping some other people at the bar and spots you out of the corner of his eye. Human, welcome.
Ha ha ha! Good to see you, my old friend. I'll have the largest flagon of ale that you have.
Are you sure you're going to be able to lift that, my friend?
Yes. I'll sip it if I have to. Thank you so much.
Will you be liking a straw?
One does not sip ale from a straw, my friend. It is to be enjoyed. It's to fill the air with its effervescence. And if I have to lick it out of a bowl like a dog, I'll do so because I enjoy it so much.
You are too funny, human. So the bartender goes off and pours your large container of ale and comes back to you, and he says, I've got something for you other than this drink. And he slaps this piece of paper down on the table for you.
Ooh. Would you like me to read it?
I would love for you to read this.
Greetings, friends. My brother and I are onto something big, and I want to bring you in on it. By the time you receive this, I'll have left on a horse for Fandalen, along with a warrior I met here named Sildar Halwinter. With friends like you, I can't claim to be the best judge of character. But he seems like an honorable sort. We have some important business to attend to in Fandalen, but left without the supplies we'll be needing later. That's where you come in. The bearer of this message can lead you to my supply wagon, which must make it safely to Fandalen as soon as possible. It is just a couple of days south of here. Deliver it to Barthen's Provisions, and Elmina will pay you 10 gold each. That's right, each. I can't tell you any more just yet, but I'm throwing around gold like that. You know it's a big deal. Once you get paid, come find me at the Stonehill Inn. You can buy me a drink with my coin, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you more. My best, Gundren. So my good friend has a score. Fantastic.
Yes.
So
you, not being the strongest of constitutions, you are going to need some help to transport these goods from Neverwinter to Fandalen. So how would you, where, you know, you've got a tavern full of people here. Do you want to find people here? Take a look around, see who might be.
Yeah, I want to take a look around and see who's in the bar and kind of, you know, people I know versus people I don't versus people might be up for the job.
Yes.
And they could be 3 distinct types in my mind. Because, yes, since I frequent this place so much, I would say I know who not to trust.
Yes, you definitely know who the regulars are. So you see a lot of the usual suspects in the tavern tonight. However, you do notice one person, a very small stature, who is extremely well dressed. This doesn't look like their normal. They don't look like the typical type of person that might be at this tavern. This does not look like their place. They definitely look out of place to you. Having a drink, and you notice this rather tall, extremely tall creature who you don't see many of in these parts.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are they as tall or taller than me? And I'm 6'4".
They are taller.
They're taller. Fascinating.
They are taller.
Their height comforts me already.
They're about, what, 6'5"?
The horns, it's like over 7.
Exactly. 6'5" plus the horns. So.
Oh, plus the horns. Those are the horns. Yeah.
So the horns are above that. So you see someone very tall, very out of place. Tieflings are not that common. So you definitely, and they're just kind of sitting there. They haven't gotten their food yet, so they're just kind of watching what's going on and maybe catch your eye as they're watching everything that's going on, because there are people watching. So maybe you catch your eye, but that's what you see in the tavern.
So I only see them. And the two of them. No, I've seen both of them.
You see both of them.
I've seen both.
Because they're the two that seem most out of place among the tavern goers at this point.
And I will say, my character would generally feel akin to that, only because he doesn't exactly fit in himself.
Right.
And while it's Gundren Rockseeker, right?
Gundren Rockseeker.
So the little one is by the bar.
No, the little one has taken a table. They're both at tables, kind of near each other.
Yeah.
And kind of in the darker recesses of the tavern. So they're again high society, kind of above everybody else that's in there, and kind of an out of place tiefling who you don't, like I said, you don't really see tieflings. You know of their kind of infernal background, so you know of tieflings and kind of what they represent, but you don't see them very often, and they're kind of they're not next to each other at 2 different tables, but in the general vicinity of each other in this tavern.
Can I mention one thing
You
that
may.
will be relevant when I finally meet Iquium?
Yes.
Last week, we rolled to see whether Callie the direwolf would eat me. Because Zanros is so tiny, and the answer was no. Callie was going to like me. So.
Oh, no snackies.
But I don't think Callie is in the tavern, because
Where's Callie?
being a direwolf,
Doesn't she want like a drink?
direwolves are large. They are large creatures.
Callie and I basically have a bit. So I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
So as a distractionary measure, Callie knows when to quote unquote attack me, right? And so, as purely as a distraction, because I'm a spellcaster, because I know that I probably wouldn't survive a fight with any sort of guard or whatever. She is trained to attack me out of nowhere, but of course she'll push me down and make like she's gonna rip my head off and just give me kisses and stuff like that.
Can we assume then that she's outside, but I can see her head through the window?
That's a really good question, because Iquium Iquium arrived after you.
Yep.
So where would you have put Callie when coming into the tavern?
So we've been in Neverwinter a little while now, so she knows kind of where to hide in places that we go. And so I would say she gets anxious if I'm inside too long.
Got it.
So after a while, yeah, she would probably look in windows and stuff like that.
Got
but
it.
like be very, very cautious, because it's kind of hard to hire. It's kind of hard to hide a dire wolf in the middle of a town, right?
Just a little.
So she,
they don't blend in well.
They don't blend in well. She does have her own quote unquote disguise.
Yes.
Which is, for lack of a better term, a series of burlap sacks that cover her up, so she looks like a misshapen cow.
Got it.
And her tail sticks out a lot of the time, and kind of screws up her disguise.
Got it.
So, cloth or sailcloth or burlap sack, what have you. It's just it's a really awkward costume, but nobody seems to question it because they don't see her. They don't see her snout, and that's when they see her face, then they get afraid.
Got it.
So yeah.
All right. So there is a window. So right where Dal is sitting, there's a window right behind Dal, and Dal's horns are kind of up in front of the window, but through that window is peering, because you kind of see the disguise, but you clearly see the eyes of this thing just looking in, checking out what's going on inside, looking to try to find where Iquium is, just for that level of comfort. So you definitely notice something going on outside.
It looks like a really bad cow costume.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Top Secret?
Yes.
Do you remember the cow?
Yes.
When the two guys were in the cow costumes, right?
Yes.
Going through the field. That's like how I the cow with boots on. Like that's how
I'm good with that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I'm imagining. All right. So you've gotten your drink, you've gotten this letter. You need to find some people to help you transport these goods. So how
I would say I would probably be prone to going to whatever table is closest to, if it's Dal near the window, I'd want to be near the window only to give Callie hand signals to just it's okay. Like, really? I'll bring you a snack. Just stop.
Right.
Okay? Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I'd be more likely to sit down there.
Okay.
And go, pardon me. This is my usual table. Do you mind if I share it with you?
Why not?
Fantastic. Love the horns.
Kind of looking at him weird because I'm not used to that. Because people are not usually the biggest fan of tieflings, but I just give him a side eye. I'm like, yeah.
No, genuinely, I'm curious. I've never met anybody like you. I think it's fantastic. And whether you want to do an insight check or not, that's entirely up to you, but he's genuinely curious. It's like kind of fascinated because he doesn't look like most people here either. So
So you don't you are I don't know, say your horns are kind of sensing what's going on here, and you don't know because again, being the hermit, you don't know you don't hang out with people. Exactly, little antennas.
Like a little radar.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So, again, being a hermit, living in Neverwinter Wood for the most part, this is you're not comfortable with interaction with other people. So,
Not at all.
yeah. So let's do an insight check to see if you trust this person.
Let me pull up my.
Can you remind me to add my bonuses, because I totally had a 22 on that backflip, so it was a perfect 10.
Ooh.
I forgot to add my +6 for acrobatics.
Nice.
The judge from Romania would like to adjust the score. Instead of 3.2, it will be 2.3.
I got a 10.
Ooh, you got a 10. So you're really on the fence. You don't know whether to trust this guy or not. So you're hesitant, but he does insist that you're convinced that this is his usual table. So it's up to you if you want to.
So as part, can I roll a performance check against her insight check?
Sure.
And the reason would be is because I associate with the common folk very freely, and I'm very open to them. I like hanging out with them. I like drinking with them. So I will roll performance to see how convincing. 14.
So you are pretty convincing. So you're very believable. Dal I think is probably a little bit socially anxious. So
Yeah.
So you'll invite him to sit down at the table, but you're still hesitant to make conversation. And as he's sitting down, waitress comes over and brings you your shepherd's pie. Are you sure you don't want anything to drink with that?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Is this man bothering you?
No.
He's harmless, I assure you. He's in here all the time. Don't worry about him.
Dottie, you ask that to everybody when I sit down. It's your shtick.
I'd like to tease you. I'd like to tease you.
I love you dearly, darling.
Enjoy your drink.
Can I have a shepherd's pie too?
I don't see why not.
Fantastic.
And
I'll have what she's having.
all right, so waitress goes on and is going to go get you your shepherd's pie. So what would you like to? Do you want to say anything to Iquium?
I was just gonna say Dal's a bit reassured that he is actually in here all the time based off that interaction. So she's like scooting away a little, but she's like, at least I know he's not like lying to my face.
Got it. Excellent.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't see why not.
Hi, I'm Iquium Arravius, at your service.
Dal.
Dal? Fantastic. Dal, can I ask you a personal question?
You can ask it. I don't know if I'm gonna answer.
No obligation, then. Your horns. They're fantastic. So I was just wondering.
I'm so sorry.
I've knocked my drink off the table. I'm so excited to talk to you about your horns. But I would ask you this. On holidays, do you decorate them?
She's very shocked by that.
Like, is that too personal a question? I don't know your people, so
I think
I'm
it's a
just
little
very
odd.
curious. I know I ask odd questions all the time. But I assure you, it's just really, I enjoy information greatly. Just devour information on the whole. Because I'm not going to the gym, clearly. So I was just curious about your customs.
I would not say I decorate them for the holidays, though I do keep them nice to say.
So, like, just polish or sanding? Like, is there what kind of maintenance are we talking? Is that too personal? I'm sorry.
It's a bit odd, but I'll humor you.
That's all I'm looking for. Just a little, just humor me. Make something up if you want. Make up a story. It's okay. I'll probably believe it, but it'll amuse us both then if you make up some wild tale about your horns.
Well, I would say it depends on the tiefling, the type of upkeep, but I personally have to polish mine.
Interesting. You polish those horns.
Well, they're very shiny.
They are.
They're sparkly.
Do they sparkle more in the moonlight or?
Yes.
Interesting. Sorry, I had to ask.
I'm glad you did. I'm rather fascinated by that. Because the suggestion that you polish your horns suggests that there are tieflings who don't, who look rather shabbily with their horns. Is that so?
It really depends on the type of horn. There's a bunch of different types of horns.
It's very diplomatic of you. By the way, don't mind the window. I'm going to throw out some signals out the window as Callie is peeking in. I'm like, that's not really a cow.
I didn't even realize. I look back and I'm just like, oh my god.
There's just these very large eyes. Just like staring through the window, intently focused on Iquium.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
You definitely have room. I would say it's probably. How tall are you with the horns?
Like 7'1", I think.
Yeah, they're probably like 8-foot ceilings. Okay. It's not terribly high, but you don't have to duck to be in here.
Okay. That clarifies. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So the image you see as you turn around and look through the window is actually these two eyes and what appears to be a piece of cloth, but up against the window, and it's fogging the window. And you can tell it's breathing very heavily at times. And it's seemingly judgy for a quasi-cow looking being.
What in the hells is that thing?
Oh, it's just a friend. Like, I start gesticulating wildly to get Callie to hide again. Hide again.
Dal is just watching this in disbelief with no words.
She will retreat, but she will become more and more insistent the longer I stay inside.
So roll for persuasion and persuading Callie to go and hide.
There is no persuading Callie to destroy. I got a 9. Oh, wait. Persuasion, that's an 11.
You got an 11. So
reluctantly,
Callie's like, all right. So Callie kind of doesn't necessarily disappear, but kind of just sinks down, tries to make herself small. Yeah, she's trying to be a small little dire wolf.
Yes, that's accurate. It's actually accurate for my Callie the Destroyer too.
All right, so you're gonna try to convince.
She's very much of the mind of, if you can't see me, if I can't see you, you can't see me.
Yes.
That's my cats.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not eating a goblin or anything. It's okay. Don't just look away.
That's right. So what do you want to try? Do you want to? So are you going to try to persuade Dal to join your adventure?
So Dal, I have a friend. His name is Gundren. He's a dwarf of my acquaintance. And do you feel like going on an adventure?
What type of adventure?
Oh, I want to say adventure, but it's really kind of... Gundren needs supplies. And he left me a wagon to bring him his supplies. And I just need a little bit of help to go and find the supplies. Deliver them.
Dal's like very suspicious. She's like, what are we transporting?
Well...
Would you like to know what's in the wagon?
Sure.
So it's just you're going to be driving a bunch of mining supplies. So there's food, there's flour, salted pork, kegs of strong ale, shovels, picks, crowbars, a dozen or so of each of those, some lanterns, some oil. It's a bunch of stuff that you would think for that miners would need for their kind of work.
Okay.
And plus food and to eat.
So knowing all that, I turn to Dal and I go, we're going to be transporting drugs and ale to the dwarves. Okay, maybe not drugs and ale, but ale, but okay, they like to bake too, so there's some flour involved. Just things that you need to mine, which is what dwarves love to do.
I see. And where
I just threw in the drugs just to be amusing for you. Since you told me about your shiny horns, so.
Okay. Where would we be going? What's in it for me?
Payment?
Of what kind?
Of the gold kind?
How much of the gold kind?
I don't know yet.
Doesn't it say in the letter?
It says
It does, but I'm not giving away my hand yet.
So roll for deception.
Okay, let's face it. He's going to pay us all 10 gold. Because a 4 is not going to get me anywhere. Look,
Yes, dear.
payment for each of us is 10 gold. I need a third person, though.
Can I be eavesdropping and hear the 10 gold and perk up?
Absolutely.
Did you say 10 gold?
Well, hello there.
Hello.
No, the proper response is General Kenobi. I'm just kidding. Hello there.
So, which way are you heading that you're gonna get 10 gold?
Van Dalen. Just a little mine cart wagon full of illicit drugs and overpowered weapons. No, really, it's just mining supplies. I just like to make it sound more appealing.
I think I heard you say you need a third person.
I do?
I'm heading in that direction.
How convenient. And your name?
I'm Zanros of the Bemblebombles. You've probably heard of them.
Really? The Bemblebombles.
Yes.
And you would have heard of the Bemblebombles because they are nobility in Neverwinter, and because you've spent a lot of time in Neverwinter, you would be familiar with who the Bemblebombles are. They're very high society. So again, for a Bemblebomble to be in this tavern is very out of place.
So, aren't you slumming it, little Bimblebumble?
I mean, don't judge a Bemblebomble by their family.
That's fair. I certainly wouldn't want to be judged by mine, but yes, okay.
That's your cow outside.
What cow?
That really cute cow looking in the window.
Okay, since you think it's cute, I'll tell you, yes, it's my cow.
Can I ride it?
That's really not I would seek permission from the cow, personally.
Okay,
I don't
what's
think the
your
cow
cow's
would be
name?
opposed to it. Caliastris the Destroyer.
Cool cow name.
Yes. Moo. Anyway, and as I say Callie's name, all of a sudden you hear a thud against the glass. Full on. And you can see, I would say, up to the DM perception check to see if they can see her tail poking through the back of the costume or if her face is just filling the window, depending on how big the window is.
It's not a very large window, but okay. I would say at this point that the lock is undone, and so at this point, Callie's enthusiasm has pushed the window open, and the large snout of Callie is poking between Dal's horns, and so Dal's horns are kind of on either side of this snout of Callie. It's just very excited at this point.
I take Dal's shepherd pie and I push Callie's snout out the window again. It's okay. I'll give you mine when it comes. Sorry.
I have no words.
I know. It's just...
I tell you, 17 is my... Would I do animal handling?
That'd be animal handling, sure.
Okay, 17 plus 4, so...
Okay.
21.
Yes.
To convince her to... Yeah, she loves shepherd's pie.
She is. Callie is very excited about the shepherd's pie, and goes to devour it and completely ignores anything else you have to say.
Fantastic. Sorry about that, Dal. Cows are hungry. What can I say?
Strangest looking cow I've ever seen. Still cute though.
Thank you. You hear me? I poke my head out the window. Now go play in traffic and hide.
So the half orc bartender, seeing you talking with these two others, the half orc bartender comes over and has already gave you the letter. So the bartender kind of knows what's going on, and
is his name Jackie?
Is he from Tucson, Arizona?
Well, I was going to ask.
Is his last
from-
name Daytona? Did he have a toothpick?
I was going to ask if the bartender, knowing that I come in here all the time, actually knows Callie, and Callie hides in the back alley, and he's run into her previously.
Well, the half orc is very.
I would say
the bartender's very familiar
possible?
with Callie. Yes, absolutely. So seeing your seeing what was going on there with Callie outside and everything, the bartender comes over and says, "You could never keep control of that dear animal."
Look, I'll get the plate back. It's okay. She doesn't eat the plates. They're probably not back.
That's fine. No worries.
Okay.
She means no harm.
That's because you feed her scraps out the back door. I know you do.
I admit nothing.
And I thank you for that.
Isn't that cannibalism? It's cows eating cow.
No, she likes sheep. She likes to eat.
Shepherd's pie is lamb traditionally.
Well, we don't eat that kind of stuff.
Bah.
I just picture. I'm now picturing Callie in a really bad costume, cow costume, doing an ad for Chick-fil-A, saying, "Eat more sheep." So
That's right.
Yeah.
So the bartender also, not knowing your relationship with these two, kind of whispers in your ear and tells you gives you directions to where you can find the wagon. It'll be ready for you in the morning.
Fantastic.
And when you're ready to head out by yourself or with whomever, it will be ready for you.
Thank you, my old friend. And Callie thanks you too. The shepherd's pie looks delicious. I'll have to give Dal mine because, yes.
Of course. So you all three are now together. So yep. I would say you probably Iquium, you will kind of relay the instructions to the other two in your time. Tell them where to meet you in the morning, and everybody will go off to where Zanros. Where are you going to rest for the night?
I think Zanros has a room with family friends.
Got it.
Because she's nobility, so
right.
Anyone would be honored to have her.
Yes. And Dal, it's a little too far for you to trek all the way back into the Neverwinter Wood back to your home to sleep for the night. So where are you heading? Do you need lodging?
I think they might go back to their boat. Because didn't we decide that?
Yes. So you sailed down the river to Neverwinter. So you're going to sleep on your boat.
Yeah. Tonight.
Got it. And Iquium, what are your plans for you and Callie for the evening?
This is the I'll say this is the day of the week when I stay at the inn, and I have a card game at night.
I see. Okay.
Just a friendly card game.
How much? How are you wagering money in this card game?
I probably can't resist. So, how much?
Looks like you've got 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
If you go to your inventory in D&D Beyond, see in the top left where it says weight carried. If you go all the way over to the right.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
So how much of your 10 gold are you going to?
Oh, it's a friendly game, so really
Copper pieces? Like, what are we talking about?
silver pieces.
Silver pieces.
Yeah. So I would say probably 20 silver, which is 2 gold. Is that right?
20 silver.
Yeah, it's 10 silver for a gold, right?
All right. So roll me a D4.
Okay. Otherwise known as a caltrop, because this would do some serious damage.
Oh, yeah. Look at that thing.
Jeez. 3.
Okay, good. Now roll me a D20.
16.
So
Are there any modifiers? What am I?
Nope. So you earned yourself an extra 16 silver pieces from gambling
Nice.
that night.
Nice.
Yes. Well done.
Thank you.
You played very well.
Gotta have a good game every once in a while.
I mean, you can barely lift the cards, but
I can't win too much. I won't be able to carry it home.
that's right. All right, so it's the next morning. Again, all you wake up from your various locations. Iquium had given Dal and Zanros the directions of where to meet. So now you have all met in the morning. You see the wagon. There are a couple of oxen two oxen that are pulling the wagon of supplies. Now so you've got Callie, Iquium, Dal, and Zanros. So are you going to ride on the wagon? Where's everybody's positions now that you're together and about to head out on this trip?
I think I have to be on the wagon. I am 3'5" and 29 pounds. I am not a fast mover.
Got it. So are you gonna be up front,
Sure.
like navigating maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be the navigator. Iquium, I assume you're going to pilot this. Yep.
Giddy up.
Okay. Roll me a D6.
D6. 5.
You die of dysentery.
This is the Oregon Trail.
Yes! The dysentery got me!
You know, we had to play that for an assignment in 3rd grade, and if we died, we failed.
Did you really? Oh my God.
It was rough.
That's amazing. I bought Catherine. She has a little electronic game of the Oregon Trail.
Nice.
Yeah. I love that game.
I've seen T-shirts that said "You've died of dysentery."
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's like it's the 8-bit graphic kind of. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Love it.
All right. So you're going to drive the wagon. Zanros, you are sitting next to Iquium. Shotgun. Dal, you're going to sit on the back of the wagon. You're going to walk. You're going to hang out with Callie. What are you doing?
Is it like a closed wagon like this, or like open?
Let's say it's an enclosed wagon.
They can sit on the back. I don't think they might. Like, depending on how tall it is in the back, plus the supplies, they might be able to sit on a ledge on the back.
You're going to sit on a ledge on the back watching. You got the 6 of this. Of this crew. Okay, I got it.
While we're in the town, Callie and I are going to make it look like she's a cow still.
Yes.
And she's got a rope. Actually, she's holding the rope in her teeth.
Yes.
And it's tied to the wagon.
Got it. Excellent. Yeah. So Callie's following behind, being led behind on this adventure. Excellent. All right. So as you can see on the table in front of you is the map of this area of the Sword Coast. So you are up in Neverwinter. What do you? And before I forget, Dal, what have you done with your boat?
I kind of docked it in a little hidden away cove I have, because this isn't the first time she's had to do this.
Got it. Okay. I just want to make sure that we've done something with your boat and it doesn't get lost.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Excellent. All right, so you all are going to make your way down the high road, heading south. And eventually you're going to veer east along the Triboar Trail. You've had no trouble so far. So this is, yes.
So once we're sufficiently outside of Neverwinter, I stop the wagon. I get off and I take off Callie's costume. And what you both see is a big black direwolf. And I give her a hand signal. And she, all of a sudden you see this thing attack me. But not attack me.
Right.
So it's her trick. I'm just showing her her tricks.
So what are your reactions to this? Because initially it looks like Callie is attacking Iquium. So what do you two do to this? Do you realize, like, what's your reaction?
Zanros is going to do a couple of backflips away because they don't want to get caught up in jaws and teeth. Very tiny. Do not want to get eaten by a direwolf.
You're like a meatball.
So let's do an acrobatics.
Okay.
Callie just thinks, hors d'oeuvres.
Oh no.
10. Okay, so you make one of the backflips. Okay. So you backflip one away. So you are, again, Callie's at the back of the wagon anyway. So you've backflipped over. You're kind of now by the oxen in the front, but you're sufficiently away. Dal, what's your reaction? Because you're kind of looking right at this.
In my shock, I pull out my spear and get it ready just in case.
Okay. You jump off the wagon, and you're staying on the wagon.
I stand up.
You stand up. So you jump off and stand your ground. Okay. And so what's happening, Iquium?
So it's about a 10-foot rope off the back of the. So I literally peel it back, just kind of take it off. But that gets her excited, so that's why she does this. Because she loves her blanket, her costume. But when I take it off her, she wants to play. So that's our little shtick, is that, I get her to quote unquote attack me, just to see, and I'm just doing it just to see what their reactions are. But it's also to play with her, because we've had to be undercover in the city. So what you see is that she pounces on me, and but you can't really tell, because she's a pretty good actress. You can't really tell that she hasn't hurt me. She's knocked me over, but she's just standing over, and she's making all sorts of sounds, and I'm wrestling with the costumes. Costume's a little torn because she wants to tug on it, right? And I have no strength to fight her on this, right?
Yeah, she just knocks you clear down.
She knocks me down, and then I have the costume, and then she drags me around a little bit, and then you can see that she lets it go. Mm-hmm. She gets down on the ground, and this big direwolf tail is wagging, and then I have a little ball for her or whatever. I throw the ball, and she runs and gets the ball and comes back. And you see her just sniff me.
Mm-hmm.
And she just... And it's like she could lift my whole body if she was sniffing me kind of thing. And then she... But then she will be curious enough to walk over to... Dal's the closest. And she approaches you slowly. Kind of looks at you. And then you hear... And this big nose is right next to your ear as she's sniffing your ear. And then she walks away.
See, I would imagine Callie would sniff those horns because
she's curious about the horns.
Yeah,
that's why she's sniffing. I'll say, what would I roll to see if she licks the horns?
That's a good question. Let's say,
or we could do it. I know she'll.
Let's do an investigation check.
Investigation check. Okay. 5.
So Callie is sniffing the horns of Dal, and gets a little too excited, and kind of because Callie is probably about the same height as Dal. So Callie's sniffing and kind of one of the points of the horns actually pokes Callie in the nose as she's sniffing because she's so excited, but she just kind of like boom and pokes herself in the nose. So what's Callie's reaction to getting poked in the nose?
Initially, she's very curious, so she backs up immediately, kind of looks at you, and I'll roll animal handling to see if I can. 20.
Oh, good.
20. I'm like, it's okay. She's nice. It's okay. No licky.
Dal's just there like, what the fuck is happening?
At which point
you're just frozen in place because you have no idea what's going on and how to react to this. Yes.
Mildly disgusted by the slobber.
There's a little bit of drool just coming down the one polished horn of yours.
I just go. I'm just shaking my head and like. Callie, don't be an asshole. Just don't. No licky. At which point, she would leave Dal alone and then go sniff you.
Ah.
I've basically decided that Zanros is going to like animals more than people, so...
Okay,
she's extremely excited to see a direwolf.
Interesting, okay. So what do you... So Callie's enthusiastically bounding her way toward you. What are you doing?
I'm excited, so I'm like, well, I mean, as much as I can crouch, I'm crouching down and I'm like inviting her in.
Yeah,
like, oh, who's a good girl? Who's a good little girl?
Have Callie roll an athletics check.
An athletics check, okay. Now, does it go with my athletics check?
Well, Callie should have her own stats. Oh, okay. If you go under extras.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I rolled 19 plus athletics is strength. So 22.
So 22. So Callie is like a giant bowling ball rolling down the lane. And there is one lone pin standing there. And Callie just barrels her way through Zanros, just flipping Zanros into the air, causing you to roll an acrobatics check.
25.
And you miraculously land right back down on your feet. Callie has passed you, like has overshot you. So now you're like, no, come back. So Callie comes now back to you, and you're standing there and just gives you one giant lick from like toe to head, just like licks you right up and is so excited to see you.
She's a good girl. Such a good girl. I love you too.
And knowing that she doesn't always, like, rarely, like, people that know her get that reaction, right? Can get that playfulness. I'm like, you're supposed to be a fearsome beast, right? That's not very intimidating. You're making friends with everybody. Maybe you'd like to run for mayor or something. Because I'm just like, you're supposed to be my protection. Like, you're not being convincing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm just reaching up and like scratching whatever I can reach because she's way, way bigger than I am. And like, oh, she's such a good girl.
I would say she definitely rolled down, paws in the air, belly rub time.
Belly rubs.
Give me a belly rub.
All right. So
what do you do when a 7-foot-tall direwolf wants a belly rub? Let the Wookiee win.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Much better than a cow.
That's right. All right. So you've all kind of gotten to know each other. You've had your fun with Callie. Everybody, the costume's off. You're ready to head back down. So you've turned down onto the Triboar Trail, and you get to this area, and you've been on the Triboar Trail for about half a day. Okay. You're nearing that side road that's heading south down to Fandalen. As you come around a bend, you stumble upon the scene of a recent battle. The woods press close to the trail, with steep embankments and dense thickets on either side. 2 horses are wandering the road, sniffing at ransacked personal effects. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to stop the wagon.
Yes. Good idea.
There are oxen drawing our wagon, right?
Correct.
I want to send Callie out just in a small radius to have her investigate, basically. Do her sniff investigation.
All right, so if Callie's going to investigate, so roll an investigation check for Callie.
Okay. Oh. She's not very clever. I just saw her intelligence. No wonder she's hanging out with me.
Only one of you could be the smart one.
That's right. She sees the bronze on the brain.
That's right.
So I rolled a 14, but I have she has a -4. So that's a 10. On second thought, we might not have her investigate much.
At least she's pretty.
So cute.
So
I will say on unsuccessful searches and stuff like that, I'll just go, you're pretty. You're pretty. It's okay. It's okay.
all right, so Callie kind of just sniffs around a little bit. Doesn't really pick up anything initially in their investigation. So what next?
So would she? Here's the thing: would it be investigation or would it be perception? Only because of her sense of smell.
Right now, I think it would be investigation because you're investigating the scene, so you can do a perception check to see if Callie's aware of anything in the area.
Okay. +1. She's pretty. That would be a 2 + 1, 3.
A 3.
Yes.
Callie senses nothing, senses no danger. Everything seems fine. Nothing to see here. Just two horses hanging out.
I would say, because she doesn't smell anything, I would say she's just generally, maybe it's because she's distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say she goes up and sniffs Dal again. Just deep inhale. Like,
I thought we were over this.
Callie just rubs her nose against one of your horns as she sniffs.
Dal is not a big fan of dogs.
Gonna have to get used to it. Callie's probably gonna be around for a while. All right, so what are the rest of you doing? Dal,
although she might sense your resistance to it, but she's just like, hey, want to like me? Want to like me?
Exactly. So you are having none of that, Dal. So what would you like to do in this situation?
I'm trying to like push her away a little.
Right.
Boundaries.
Yes.
Personal bubble.
So what are you doing? So there's clearly there's been a battle here. So what would you like to? Is there anything you want to do? Do you want to investigate?
I want to investigate.
Okay. What do you want to investigate?
I want to see what the horses were like. You said they were like sniffing around something.
Well, the horses are just hanging out there.
Oh.
So what you see, the site itself is littered with arrows. You see all sorts of torn scraps of fabric. Odds and ends just kind of discarded all over the place. You can see that when you get up to the horses, do an investigation check for me.
4.
A 4.
Yeah.
So you just notice there's a couple saddlebags on the horses, and that's about it. However, when you get up to the horses, roll me a perception check.
17.
17. You hear some rustling in the thickets on both sides of where these horses are on the trail. And out from the thickets jump 4 goblins. Well. What do we have here? What do? You're the closest to them, so what's your reaction?
I don't think she really knows what to say right now. She's just like kind of getting ready for something to happen.
Uh-huh. Do you say anything to the goblins, or?
What are you doing here? I don't know.
What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
We're just passing by.
Are you? What have you got in that wagon?
Nothing of importance.
Oh, with 3 of you here, and that wolf. Something must be pretty important in there.
At this point, Zanros is going to, draw herself up to her full 3'5".
Mm-hmm.
She looks at them and she says, "On behalf of the Bemblebombles, I'd ask you to take your leave."
Bingle Bangle? Never heard of them.
Don't play stupid. Now she's just mad.
That's all we know how to do.
She draws her quarterstaff out. She's little. She's always got to be making sure she's protected. She doesn't know these other 2 people she's with.
Roll for intimidation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All 3'5" of my intimidation. Got a -1.
How long have we been
that's
traveling
cool.
together in total? Like days, would you say?
0. A 0 on intimidation. I
Uh-oh.
rolled a 1 and I have a -1 for intimidation.
Those are your
So
goblins.
there's 3 or 4 of them there?
There are 4 goblins in
4
total.
goblins. Okay.
That was a 0.
That was a 0.
A 0.
They just laugh at you. Let's see what you're gonna do with that thing.
Gonna be your funeral.
In the meantime, while they're doing that, I've signaled to Callie to circle around the back of the goblins, if that's possible.
Let's see. Hang on. I'm gonna put out a map for you guys. It's gonna be a little difficult for Callie to get behind them because those thickets are really difficult.
Right.
Without them noticing, it's gonna be tough for Callie. Callie can. I mean, it'll be difficult terrain, so it'd be half speed to get around to the back of them in those thickets. But they will take that as an act of aggression if they see. Like there's no way for Callie to like stealthily get around them. Let's do a. You want to do a? You want?
No, actually, I'll do it a little different. I forgot about the thickets. So,
yeah.
At this point, I'm probably off the wagon because I let her.
You're definitely off the wagon.
Accurate. So I would say I'm just you know what? I'm going to try to persuade him to let us go through. Let's go, friend. I'm just delivering supplies. It's a bunch of flour. Do you do a lot of baking? I'm just curious. I'm just asking for a friend. Because not for anything, well, and I make a signal to Callie and she howls. Like she sits down and she just bays like, I'm like, now my friend is concerned. I don't want her to be concerned. So just let us pass. Because unless you need supplies for a bake-off, yeah, it's not what you want. And she's calling the rest of her pack.
So do you want to roll for persuasion or intimidation? You want this to be are you trying to intimidate them or just persuade them to let you pass?
+2 either way. So I would say, let's go with persuasion.
Okay.
I won't do the intimidation yet.
All right.
Iquium is clearly not familiar with the Great Goblin Baking Show.
18 +2, 20.
You're very persuasive.
I'm a man of the people,
And they say, so there's one that's clearly in charge. He goes, we'll let you pass, but the wagon stays.
No, that's not going to work for me. Are you giving me horses and the oxen? Because this stuff is heavy. And look, I haven't been to the gym and I haven't been. So, I'm just going to say, I need the wagon. I'm not the strongest guy in the group. I'm going to tell you that right up front. But, that doesn't work for me.
So where is Callie? Can they see Callie, or is Callie behind the wagon, like obscured by the wagon?
Oh, she was behind the wagon, so they might have heard the howl, but they wouldn't necessarily have seen her if it's covered wagon or a broken
it's
wagon.
Covered wagon.
Oh, if it's covered wagon, then they wouldn't have seen her. She'd be behind the wagon.
All right. They're like, so the goblins are eyeing the three of you up. They're like, little one, weakling, that purple thing. I think the four of us could take you. And two of them draw their bows, and the other two draw their swords.
I would say What's her movement? Oh, her movement's 50.
How much?
50.
50.
50. Yeah. So even if she's behind, she could literally probably jumping is half. You can jump to half your distance.
I think that's right? What it is.
I will say she jumps in front of us.
I don't know if there's room because there's the wagon behind you. Yeah, I mean, okay, so she's gonna jump right there. Okay.
Yeah. So
if you're gonna pull that kind of maneuver,
yeah,
we're gonna roll for initiative.
Okay. I'm not giving him my wagon.
Oh my god, a nat 1? Are you
hang on,
nat 20.
Hang on.
So I have a 2.
But now, because they don't see her, does she get surprise?
Yes.
I have a 24.
Yeah, because she will get a first attack on her own.
Now, am I rolling her initiative or am I rolling my initiative and her initiative?
No, you both share an initiative.
Or
hang on, I gotta. Oh, you're gonna love this. Oh my God, what is that? James, I'm suffering from your DM issue. What the? Are you gotta be kidding me?
See, now you can feel my pain.
Okay, I rolled 4 initiatives for 4 goblins. 2 1s and 2 2s.
Oh, you're having one of my days.
What is happening? Yeah. All right, so
for those of you listening, classically in one of my games, if I roll badly against my players. That's how they've been able to progress so far. But if I roll for them, I roll nat 20s. It's really kind of cruel.
So what is your initiative, James? Iquium.
I'm +1, so it's 15.
Iquium and Callie is 15.
24.
24. Zanros. Dal, what is yours?
2.
2. What's your dexterity?
Maybe.
Yes.
So that's at the top, right? It's a 12 plus 1.
12 plus 1. Okay. So Dal is a 2, so they're going to go before you. Okay. So Callie gets a surprise attack, having just jumped. And hang on, let me just hang on 1 second. Okay, so James, Iquium, Callie. There are 4 goblins. Goblin 1, 2, 3, and 4. Figure they're on the map there. They're from kind of toward James. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Callie's like in front of 1 and 2. Okay. So which one?
Well, start off with the 1.
Start off with 1. Okay.
And let's see, her attack. 17, she gets +5 to hit. So that's 22 to hit.
22 to hit will definitely hit the first goblin.
And 5. 3 is 8. And 3 is 11 points of piercing damage. Is it so if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
That is not going to matter.
Okay.
So what does Callie do to this goblin? Because this goblin will be dead.
I would say basically she pounces on him, or goes to pounce on him, but because she's bit him, grabs him in her teeth and shakes him, and then drops him in front of Goblin 2.
Yikes.
I've seen my dog tear apart a brand new stuffed animal inside of 4 minutes, so it's kind of what I'm picturing.
I can only imagine.
Hey, let's play tug of war and rend this small creature to pieces. That's their attitude. Like, yeah.
All right, so you have completely. Callie has just shaken Goblin 1 to death, and yes,
can she roll intimidation now for the others?
Yes, she can roll intimidation to see what happens.
12.
So they're all going to take one big step back. So they're a little intimidated, but they're not running away yet.
Okay.
They all take one big step back. Is that all of Callie's attacks?
I'm trying to see if she has. I just scrolled down and saw the picture of her.
Uh-huh. Of course.
A fearsome beast.
A fearsome beast.
She's so cute.
She's like,
all right,
my
so that's
derpy dog.
That's Callie's move.
It doesn't say.
I think Callie only gets one
I
attack.
think she only gets one attack.
Because I think it's like a level 1 direwolf, if I recall correctly. All right, so that brings us up to...
Oh, yeah, first level large beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bemblebomble.
Bemblebam.
Bemblebam.
Okay. So I'm going to have Zanros take one big step forward around Callie.
Okay.
Because she's going to use her dart, and that's got a 20-foot range.
Technically, you could probably stand her in Callie.
Yes, just get on Callie's back.
Okay.
Can I take a flying leap onto Callie's back?
Yeah, that could be your movement.
Okay. So I'm on Callie's back.
Well, hang on. Acrobatics check.
All right. Nat 20 plus 6, 26.
Damn.
You not what you do is you jump, land on the horse, bounce off the horse, and get yourself up on top of Callie, because you can't make that jump on top of Callie just by itself.
Right.
So you bounce onto the horse and then Bemble bounce onto Callie.
And when I bounce onto Callie, I go, all right, so I'm going to attack with my dart.
Which one are you attacking? Goblin 2?
I'll go with second goblin.
The second goblin.
Yeah.
Second suitor.
Exactly. Oh, that is a 12.
A 12 will not hit. You will. So you throw your dart at goblin number 2, and because you were jumping all around, and Callie's moving from shaking had literally just shooken.
Yes, shooketh.
Just shooketh the goblin to death. So Callie's still moving. So you try to throw your dart, but you completely miss goblin
Number 2.
Goblin number 2. That's your move?
Yeah, my only bonus is an unarmed strike, but that's at 5 feet, and I'm not moving up that much.
Got it. That takes us to Iquium. Iquium, what would you like to do?
I
love this music.
Let's see. Yeah, I gotta do it. Eldritch Blast.
Which one are you going after?
Which one?
So Goblin 1 is dead.
Goblin 1's a chew toy. Okay.
Zanros just tried to throw a dart at Goblin 2.
Okay.
And then there's Goblin 3 and Goblin 4.
Let's go for Goblin 3 because Goblin 2 will probably be Callie's next target. So.
Got it.
$16 to hit.
16 does connect.
Okay, 1d10. D10. Make sure that looks like a d10. Right? Doesn't have any plus, right? Okay. 2 points of damage.
And what type of damage is that?
A beam of crackling energy streaks towards the creature. It doesn't say. Oh. Force damage.
Force damage. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so your blast kind of hits the goblin kind of like right in the shoulder, like right in his chest, right by the shoulder, and just kind of just zaps him a little bit. But he's still pretty doing okay. But he's definitely hurt now. But he's not dead yet. Nice shot.
Not dead yet.
Exactly.
I'm happy. I feel like dancing. Oh, sorry, Monty Python kicked in. Bound to happen.
So now, Goblin 3, the one that you just hit, now you pissed him off. Now he's mad at you. He is going to take his short bow and try to hit you. He's gonna draw his bow and try to get you. Let's see. What's his okay. Does a 12 hit?
12 is my armor class, so
yes. Just makes it.
It's been nice playing.
Spare the dying.
All right, so he's shaken by the death of his compatriot, but has enough wherewithal to draw his bow and shoot at you, and he is going to do 4 points of piercing damage to you.
Ow! Congratulations, what have you won? A loss of 1/3 of my hit points.
All right, so Goblin number 3 has successfully shot Iquium with an arrow. Goblin 4 let's see, because Goblin 4 is going to do the same, not to you, but Goblin 4 is going to see what he can do to, let me see. I will roll to see who he's going after. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I just want you to know the moment one of these creatures goes after my dog, I'm going to go John Wick on their ass. I'm just saying.
Well, you're in luck because Goblin number 4 is going after Callie with the short bow again.
How dare they? She's
Draws,
just a little guy.
Draws his bow back. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
A 19 does hit. And that is going to do 6 points of piercing damage. So So the goblin, Callie is not hard to miss. So the goblin draws back, shoots that arrow right into the broad side of Callie. And I need Zanros to do a dexterity saving throw.
19.
Oh, because you're on top of Callie.
Yep.
That was Goblin
4,
3,
so
right?
23.
23. Okay, so
Yes.
Callie jumps and reacts to being hit. You do a nice backflip off of Callie, and you land right on top of one of the horses.
Okay.
So you're standing on the horse right next to Callie, but Callie kind of jumped and threw you off, so you're no longer on top of Callie. So that was Goblin 4. So now we're up to Dal. Dal, what are you gonna do?
So Goblin 3's been hit, and he's just shot Callie, correct?
No, well, Goblin 3 shot Iquium
Oh.
because Iquium is the one that hit him with Eldritch Blast. Goblin 4 shot Callie.
Okay, so Goblin 3's been hit.
Goblin 3 has been hit.
I'm gonna do Toll the Dead.
So what does Toll of the Dead do? Tell us.
Gonna do this to me.
Yes.
So you point at one creature you can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment, and they must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. But if it's missing any of their hit points, it instead takes a 1d12.
Ooh. All right. So I've got to do a wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
And this is Goblin 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got a -1 on my wisdom.
Nice.
So. All right.
Goblins are notorious dummies.
I'm preying on your downfall right now. Oh god.
No. That'll be a 5.
Okay, so that does hit.
Okay.
So let me.
So that's 1d12 now.
Yeah. I always forget which one's the 12.
It's the one that looks kind
This
of like
one?
a 20. Yeah.
You want to roll your special d12 that you gave me?
I think I have to.
I think so.
I think that's important.
12. Because I made it. It loves me.
How would you like to kill this goblin?
Well, so I like. So I have to point at it, right?
Yes,
You really putting me on the spot here.
I am. How do you imagine? Well, because it's necrotic damage, so it's just going to. I think what could happen is it hears this sound and just kind of like starts vibrating, and just from the inside out, it just starts just melting away. So there's just all the flesh just melts
off his bones.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's just a goblin skeleton.
A very Indiana Jones.
Yes. Goblin skeleton, and it just crumbles into a pile. So there's a pile of fresh bones for Callie.
Yeah.
Very tempting.
Fetch
I
their
was just
fingers.
about to say, us, very dangerous. You go first.
So now we are back to the top of the order, which is Zanros.
Okay.
Remember, you're standing on the horse.
Yep.
So Goblin 2
Yep.
is kind of right in front of you, and there's Goblin 4. Goblin 2 hasn't done anything. Goblin 2 still has to go. I'm sorry. Because that's after Dal. So Goblin 2 gets to go now. So now that you've just jumped on the horse, let's see who the goblin is going to go after. It's going to go after you.
Come at me.
So Goblin 2 is going to pull out its pronounced scimitar
You mean to not call us schematter?
It's not called a schematter.
Well, shucks.
I know. So
I have to tell Uncle Bubba that.
And now you no longer have any listeners from the South.
that's right.
I represent that remark.
All right, so Goblin 2 comes at you with the scimitar. I don't think that's going to be a hit because that's going to be a 6 to hit.
Nope.
So again, Goblin's short as well, so he tries to jump up and swipe at you with the sword, but completely and utterly misses. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Would you like to come back at that goblin or go after the other one?
No, I'm going to go after Goblin number 4 because he went for my best friend forever, Callie.
Got it.
Okay. So I'm going to do the dart attack again.
Okay.
So that is a 14.
Again, you throw a dart at this goblin and it just misses him. So just whizzed by his ear, but did not connect, unfortunately. Now we've got Iquium and Callie, whichever one you want to go first. Goblin 4 is the one that just hit Callie with the arrow, and Goblin 2 is the other one that just went after.
But it's right there. So
yeah.
I would say she'd have to go after Goblin 2.
Okay.
But I yell. It doesn't matter whether I yell before or after she attacks, but I'm like, really? Really? A guy's dog? You go after a guy's dog? And then Callie attacks. Natural 20.
Oh, ouch.
So 25 to hit.
Just hits.
Just hits?
Just hits.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Here, I'm going to have to use that one. So that is 7 points of pierce. No, is that a 5 or 2? That's a 2. So 2, 4, 7 points of piercing damage. And they have to do a strength save if they're not already dead.
Strength save.
Yeah.
What do I have to beat?
DC 13.
So they're not dead. So they are knocked prone. But what does Callie do to this one? They're limp. They're barely hanging on for dear life at this point. So what does that look like?
So they are or not marked? They're not prone?
They are prone.
They are prone?
They failed the...
I would say... Because she has her movement, I would say instead of just knocking him prone, I would say she picks him up in her mouth and drops him in front of Goblin 4.
Oh. Yeah. And I'd say probably one of those canines really pierced through his gut. And he's just bleeding out, not doing well, flat on the ground, just holding on, trying to stop himself, stop the blood flow. Yes.
I just realized something. I rolled in that 20.
Double the damage.
I didn't double
You didn't double the damage?
I didn't.
So he's dead.
Yeah. So it would have been...
He dead.
14.
Yeah. He's very, very dead.
Okay. But she still picks him up and drops him in front of Goblin 4.
Got it.
Yeah.
So Goblin 4 seeing this, now watching 3 of his friends, we'll say, seeing three of his party all just easily killed. Two by Callie the Destroyer. You see that pathway that runs north on the map. There's a pathway that runs north. Mm-hmm. So this goblin hightails it up that path and runs away from all of you.
So does Callie get an attack of opportunity since he's running away out of battle?
No.
What's his movement speed?
30 30 feet.
Callie's is 50. She runs him down and attacks him again.
All right.
Unless you don't want her to.
Go for it.
I'm like willing to go for the narrative. It's okay.
I'm just saying. Are you sure you want to kill all these guys?
I yell fetch.
Okay.
And she goes to scoop him up.
Okay.
She won't kill him. She won't attack him, but I'll have to roll to attack to grapple him, right?
Sure. You want to grapple? Go ahead.
21.
Okay, so yeah, Callie kind of reaches down and just picks him up in her mouth. Yeah. All that's hanging out are the feet. At this point,
I yell fetch, and she goes.
Yeah, there's just feet hanging out of her mouth, swinging away, and she comes jumping back over to you and just kind of doesn't want to initially let go of the goblin.
I don't want her to let go of the goblin yet.
Okay.
I yell to the goblin inside.
And he's just like, help! Help!
Do you want to be lunch or do you want to tell me what I want to know?
I'll tell you anything you want to know. Just let me down.
So you're going to answer all my questions or I'm just going to send Callie after you again. You can try to run, but the minute you do, she gets to use you as a snack or a chew toy. Her choice.
I'm not running anywhere.
So do I let you out of Callie's mouth or...
Please let me down.
I look at Callie, I pet her nose and I go, leave it.
Callie just kind of goes, doesn't want to let it go, and just kind of like shakes her mouth a little. So the feet are just flopping around. He's like, help! Let me down, please.
I think you need to apologize to her first because you shot her.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to eat me. Please, just let me down. Help me.
I'll roll animal handling and see if I can get her to...
Okay.
23.
Oh, yeah. So Callie kind of just
reluctantly, absolutely.
Opens her mouth and just a drool-soaked goblin falls at your feet. And he's just on his knees. Please don't kill me.
I tell Callie paw, and she pushes him down onto the ground with her paw and just rests her big paw right on him.
Okay. So the goblin's just thankful that you didn't kill him, and I'll tell you anything you want.
So why did you think it was a good idea to attack us? You shot my dog.
That's what we've been told to do. We've been here for days, just scavenging and taking people's things from this trail.
Who told you to do that?
Clarg did.
Clarg?
Clarg.
He calls himself Clarg?
Clarg.
It's worse
Griswold.
You serious, Clarg?
That's worse than Taserface. Clarg. Okay. We'll go with Clarg. Yeah. Who and what is a Clarg?
Clarg is very mean. Clarg is a bugbear.
A bugbear?
Yes.
Okay. So, how many other goblins are there? How many other people does Clark have working for him? And why is Clark oppressing you, by the way? You could have had a nice little goblin union and kind of, had rights as a goblin instead. You're highwayman and you're picking us off. That's not very nice.
We just report to Clark. Clark reports to King Groll.
Oh, who's King Groll?
Well, that's his last name. His first name is Dave.
I knew that was coming. I walked right into that. I just absolutely, I rolled a nat 1 on being able to see what was coming. Like my perception was a nat 1 on that one. So Clark Griswold and Dave Grohl. Okay. So,
Clark Griswold, King Dave Grohl.
King Dave Grohl. Wow.
You got it.
Look, I hate to throw a monkey wrench into your plans, but I wish I had a song.
You don't want to be a monkey wrench.
I just want a song. Like, that's the only Foo Fighters like that comes to mind right away. So King Grawl is okay. So basically, we've got, how many more goblins are there where you're from?
Well, out here there are a few. There's a few of us, probably 10, 15.
10 or 15. Where's the next group of you?
What do you mean?
Well, I want to know where they're hiding.
They're up in the caves.
Up in the caves.
Yes.
I can't believe you shot my dog. I'm really kind of stuck on that. My inclination is to let her use you as a chew toy. Just like she did your friends.
No, please let me live.
I tried to be nice. Just tried to talk to you and go about my business, and you shot my dog. People asking me if I'm back. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I had to give you John Wick.
If I lead you to the cave, will you let me live?
You don't have any, do either of you have any incendiary devices? Anything that would make a big boom?
No.
Smoke bombs, anything like that?
So.
Okay, Mr. Goblin, what's your name? And if you say Boblin, I'm killing you now. I'm willing to let you live.
Clancy. Do either of the other two of you want to ask any questions, or
Yeah, by all means. Like,
please chime in. What do you
I do have
What
stuff to start a fire.
Oh, really?
what do you want to know from this last surviving goblin? Don't let Iquium have all the fun.
Why'd you shoot the dog?
Yes.
I'm not okay with this.
I was just trying to save myself.
You didn't have to fight us.
Well, you came at me. The dog came at us first.
Because you wouldn't let us pass with the wagon.
I was going to let you live.
It's kind of on you. Why'd you shoot the dog?
I don't feel like you're telling the truth here.
Self-defense.
Oh my god, this guy sucks. Can we just let Callie eat him now?
I'm all for that.
I'm literally renaming you. You're now Kyle the Goblin, because it's always some guy named fucking Kyle.
Chad.
That makes Chad, you make really bad decisions.
Richard.
So Well, calling him Richard gives the opportunity for a future joke of go eat a bag of yourself. I don't know. Just that's what comes to mind.
Any variation of Richard is a joke in our other campaign.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Should we take this guy with us and then just throw him at things when we get mad?
Oh, I like that.
So roll a perception check because you're still standing on the horse.
Yep. 11.
11. So you're noticing you notice these horses, and you see something in one of the saddlebags that's on the horses, and you pull it out.
Hey guys, look at this. Something in this saddlebag.
And so you open up this. So in the saddlebag you find a journal. And you notice the name on the journal is Gundren Rockseeker.
Hey, Iquium, isn't this your friend?
Chad.
Yes.
Kyle, whatever the hell your name is. You shot my dog, number one. What happened to the party that was with these horses? Because I really need to know that. Measure your answer very carefully.
Give me some intimidation.
Can I have advantage because Callie's stepping on it?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. And that would be 13.
It's intimidating enough. And he says, those two, they're in the cave.
They're in the cave. Okay.
That's all the information he will.
His friend Gundren's in the cave? What the hell is wrong with you guys? You shot the dog.
Freaks.
So you'll find out that Clark Griswold received a message from King Dave Grawl that someone known as the Spider
Cool name.
is paying them to kidnap Gundren and anyone with him. So King Grohl wants Gundren.
But does King Grohl have Gundren, or he wants Gundren?
Is Gundren in the cave? Or did I get that wrong?
Gundren's in the cave, guys.
Yes, the goblins took Gundren and his companion to the caves.
I think we should check out the cave. Dude, do you want to rescue your friend or what?
No, I totally want to go to the kid, but he shot my dog. So I'm a little kind of stuck on the whole shooting my dog thing.
Understandable.
Listen, I love Callie as much, if not more than you, so I get it. But, like, maybe we should rescue your friend?
Well, we should totally rescue my friend because Gundren loves Callie. And if you...
Do you and the goblins want to work for Clark? Because here's my question. If I let you live, and if we go to the cave, what say is the chance of you persuading your other goblin friends to work with us instead of Clark Griswold? Because really, he's going to shove you into a big wagon and drive you across the country and make you go somewhere you don't want to go. Something with a moose. I'm not sure, but either that or he's going to really over-decorate your cave with lights.
I like lights. How many lights?
Lots of lights.
Interesting.
We'll help you decorate.
I'm a great decorator.
What's in it for us?
A beautiful lit cave. The abeyance to proper feng shui.
This dog doesn't eat you.
And the dog doesn't eat you, and you don't die. There's the kicker. The dog doesn't die. The dog doesn't kill you. Use you as a chutai, and all your friends as a chutai.
There's a lot of other goblins up there that combined they could probably take on that dog.
Those are fighting words. Calm yourself.
I'm just what's in it for us?
Do you think you're in a position to threaten us?
We're fed, we're clothed.
But are you happy?
Are you really happy?
Are you truly happy, Chad Goblin? Which is your full name?
I'm tired of being called names. It's so exhausting.
You'd have freedom. You would be happy.
Nobody asks me how I'm feeling, Chad.
How are you feeling, Chad? How are you feeling?
I'm really quite depressed. This is a very difficult life. We live in a cave. We're living on scraps. It's very difficult.
Let me tell you something, Chad. My life's goal is to open a B&B where every creature will be welcomed, including stupid goblins like you. So, would you like something like that? And if so, how much would you be willing to pay per night?
I'm thinking from a gnome to a goblin, there's some racial undertones there, but I'm not exactly sure.
Do you need people to work at your B&B?
In fact, I do. Hold on, I've got an application in my bag.
Roll for persuasion.
20.
You successfully convince Chad, or whatever this goblin's name may be, to help you, and he will also help convince the other goblins to help you. If they can be persuaded, he will do his best to persuade them. But if there is promise of employment at the B&B for the goblins,
You gonna keep pretending you don't know who the Bemblebombles are?
seriously, never heard of them before.
What the hell is wrong with you guys?
Listen, we live in a cave. What do you expect?
They do live in a cave.
We basically live under a rock.
You live in a rock.
We live in a rock.
I'm sorry, is that a slight?
No, I'm just saying.
Because I'm a rock gnome. You got a problem with me?
No. We love rocks.
Okay. I'm just saying. While I am striking out on my own to open this B&B, I do have my family's money to fall back on if I need to. So you will have employment if you stop being an ass.
You got yourself a deal.
Excellent. We'll sign the paperwork when we get there.
Might I suggest, for the legal paperwork, you consult Andy Wartortle, attorney at large. Just throwing that out there.
So you've successfully convinced this goblin to help you. He is afraid for his life, but it's not a good life. So with the promise of a new life and legitimate fair work and fair wages and a place to sleep, he's happy to help you out and lead you to the cave. Try to convince the other goblins as well to help. He will do his best to see how many he can convince. Some may be convinced, some may not be convinced, but he will certainly do as much persuasion as he can to help you out. So at this point, yes.
I want to ask. So, Chad, who's your biggest rival among the goblins? Do you have one? Is there somebody that you don't like among your goblin friends?
They're all right. I mean, there's always disagreements, but we usually get along for the most part.
Is there anybody you really just don't like at all? Like,
yes.
There is. Oh,
Janice.
Okay. Janice
the goblin.
Okay. Tell you what, just as a kicker of the deal, I know you're willing to do this, just as a sweetener. If you need Janice eaten, we can come to terms. I'm just saying, Callie needs a chew toy now and then.
I mean, that is.
Why should anybody get in your way? Now, like, you've apologized. You did shoot my dog.
True. You got me there.
But it will take me a little convincing. Working with Callie. But instead of your head on the chopping block, maybe it could be Janice. If you so choose. I'm just saying that you don't have to commit to that. I'm just saying if it's a sweetener, great. If not, no harm, no foul.
Roll for persuasion.
Five.
Listen, I mean, it's not like she's a bad goblin. She's just irritating. I'll think about it, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to convince them to help you, but to kill one of them?
Well, we could prank Janice. I mean,
perhaps.
What do you think Janice's reaction would be if she woke up to the nose of a direwolf in her face? I mean, I'm just saying, there are so many possibilities.
Indeed. Okay.
No shooting dogs, Kyle.
Fine.
Chad, sorry.
Chad, Kyle, I'm all the same. I've got many names.
What's the name you want? What do you want to be called?
Vincent.
Vincent you shall be.
Excellent.
Vincent Van Goblin?
Vincent Van Goblin. I like that.
Vincent Van Gob.
Goblin. Gotta say it right.
My friend's name is Vincent. At least we didn't kill him.
All right, so you've successfully convinced this goblin to help you out. I think we're going to call it there for today. Okay. Before we get into the caves, because that's going to take some time to explore and go through. There's a lot of rooms in the cave. So join us next month as our adventurers continue Van Delver and below the Shattered Obelisk. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Legends, Loot, and Lore. We hope you've enjoyed immersing yourself in the realms of legends, uncovering hidden loot, and delving into captivating lore. But the journey doesn't end here. For exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and access to our community, visit legendslootandlore.supercast.com. There you'll be able to support the podcast, where you can join our Discord server for lively discussions and subscriber-only content, and connect with fellow enthusiasts. Stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook at Legends, Loot, and Lore to continue on the quest. By following our social media channels, you'll be the first to know about upcoming episodes, bonus content, and exciting announcements. If you've enjoyed your time with us, we kindly ask you to rate and subscribe to this podcast. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue producing captivating episodes and embarking on new quests. Thank you for being a part of our journey. We're thrilled to have you by our side as we unravel the legends, uncover the loot, and delve deeper into the lore. Until next time.